One thing I tell people who feel intimidated by their boss or senior leaders or executives is this: pretend they're your client. Many people, when they're walking into a meeting with senior people, they unconsciously switch into this role where they're thinking they need approval, they need to prove they're good enough, they need to say the perfect thing, and they're not acting like a professional, and it just gives off the wrong vibe. There's actually some theory behind this, which is called transactional analysis, which separates us into three possible roles, which are parent, child, and adult. So parent is the authority figure, someone who's quite judgy and very controlling. The child is the person who's looking for approval. They're defensive, they're not really sure what they're going to say, but they want the approval of the parent. And then there's the third option, which we want, which is the adult. They remain calm, they're rational, they're professional, they're collaborative, they're the things that you want to be with a client. When you see your boss as above you, you accidentally move into that child position, which invites them into the parent position, which is why we have this situation. But instead, what you think is, this person is my client, we're actually moving into the adult position. So you're asking the better questions, you're communicating clearly, and you're challenging ideas respectfully. One reason this is so important to think about is that research on status shows that when we perceive someone as being of higher status to us, our threat response kicks in, which means we can think less clearly and we communicate less well. So it is absolutely essential to stop thinking in terms of how do I impress this person, but rather how do I help them? They're not your boss, they're your client.